Hello everybody, this is the Retro Bear speaking to you live from the future, where today we are playing on Barely Played the futuristic racer F-Zero, which came out initially on the Super Nintendo. This has been played on the Nintendo Wii through the purchase of this game on the Virtual Console. And as you can see, we're looking at some rather futuristic vehicles here. We have a Blue Falcon, something in green, something in yellow, and Fire Stingray, which sounds all rather exciting, doesn't it? Golden Fox, yes, that's what happens when you're old and blonde, I imagine. Yeah, so we're playing F-Zero today, and a game I have a few fond memories of when growing up playing it. Even if I don't understand what the controls are, as you can see here, I'm just trying to find out. There we go. And it was a great game at the time. It was incredibly fast. Even now, it still moves on at a fair old pace. It's a futuristic racer. This was, I think, one of the very early titles on the Super Nintendo. And of course, has had numerous further games in the F-Zero universe, I suppose they refer to it as now. I think the last one I played probably was the one on the GameCube. There was a sort of a variation of it on the Wii U on the Nintendo Land compilation, and also I think there was some tracks based Mario Kart, I think possibly based on F-Zero as well, something like that. I liken it more now to sort of the natural successor, I think, for F-Zero Speed Racer on the Wii, because we never actually got an F-Zero game on the Wii outright. And sort of Speed Racer, which I know is based on an anime cartoon, and I think that was based on a live-action film as well, is actually a very good, futuristic, fun race to play. If you've never played F-Zero before, you can see what's going on here. You've got this rather bionic track. If you sort of bash the sides or hit the other vehicles there, you're incurring damage, which is in the top right hand corner. And where you just saw me disappear into that sort of pit lane as you cross the start finish line, you can sort of regenerate your power as you go round, but you must make sure that you don't have that power drop down to nothing left over, otherwise that'll be it. I mean, it doesn't look anything to look at now really. I mean, like I said, it still moves at a fair pace, but the graphics are still pretty very much early sort of 90s. This was probably about the height of what the Super Nintendo could do in terms of something like this, and you look compared to some other the 3D racers that came out at the time. This is probably holds up a lot better than some of them from that era, and yeah, it's just great. It's just fast running arcade action. You can see there you've got damage the sort of hitting the sides. They're also going off track as well, which is not worth happening. You also know the top left hand corner as well, there's the rank number. Now also next to it is the safe number, so you have to make sure you finish above the safe number or above to make sure you qualify for the next track. It's quite a sort of interesting concept, very much like Super Monaco Grand Prix, for those of you who remember that game from years and years ago. It is very, very sort of similar process, and the fact that you should have something like that set up, and by that purpose there is to add an extra element of difficulty to it to make sure that you're driving correctly and your vehicle is finishing in the right place. I'm having a real problem with this one at the moment, so just trying to bash through there. Currently sitting in third, which is where I need today. Is that second place? Now, don't hit him, move out the way, stop dodgems. There we go. Now that's a lapped driver by the looks of it. Where's second? It should tell you. There should be some sort of graphic pointing to say where second place is. As long as you finish in third, that's fine. And across the line and finishing third, that is good enough to get me through to the next race. Yeah, and you can see there my best lap was my second lap. Yeah, there we go. A couple of things went on with this one. You'll notice the bottom right hand corner there's a picture of my craft, the Golden Fox, and also there's a 1 next to it. If those of you who probably will now go back and look at the video will notice that there was a 2 next to it on the first track I've just shown you, and that's because yes, I failed to qualify on my first attempt at this one, so this is me playing track 2. And you'll obviously guess that something better is likely to happen because I'm showing you this run rather than the other one. Also below the vehicle graphic in the right hand corner is sort of like 3S symbols, and you get like a bonus boost when you go round each lap. So if I cross the start finish line here now, you'll see that one of those is lit up. There you go. And then you can press a button and give yourself a bit of a boost, a turbo boost to sort of try and get away or keep yourself in front. And you can see I'm doing quite well because I'm about to lap somebody. I presume that's a lapping vehicle in front of me, avoid the side, and not somebody who's just having a ride round and generally getting in the way like they do in the Tour of France, where people just sort of run onto the road and sort of disrupt them. There's also a little map down the bottom left hand corner, which I've got to say is not particularly helpful, because all it does is show you on the track. If it was showing the other vehicles down there, you probably need a bigger map and something a bit better. But yeah, so just regenerate the power a little bit. There we go, so back up to full power now, 3 laps left, and currently sitting in first place and needing to finish in a minimum of 7th at the moment. And what I do like about these games, I sort of said a few moments ago, this is my second attempt at this particular track, but the first one I was sort of bouncing off all over the place, like I'm just doing there, and it was very difficult to get the grips with. But it's amazingly how quickly you pick things up on a second go, because I've sort of shot out from start to finish on this one. Yeah, I'm hitting the sides here and bouncing off that one a little bit, and we'll just regenerate the power again. There we go, back up to full strength. Bit of traffic ahead of me, just want to try and get through this here. There we go. See, this is what I was doing on the first time I went round it, and I'm making a real pig's ear of this now. Dear, there we go. I've lost 2/3 of my power just by going around that bend. Come on. But the learning curve is there. So you know, up until that point there, I've been driving around pretty well. I've actually sort of lost first place. There we go. Just overtake the Blue Falcon again. Where's Dynamite where you need him? There he goes. Oh no, no. I'm now. Oh gee, so I've literally eaten all my energy off this, and I'm having to use the brake there. And there's only a very, very small section to recharge your vehicle in, repair it. So, and if I don't get in there, yeah, I've got about 1/3 of energy to get round. Let's hope I can get round. I've lost 2 places on that last lap. What am I doing? What am I doing? And see, I do like my racing games. You'll notice so far this barely played sort of series that we've been doing Mario Kart. We're doing F-Zero now. There is a penchant for racers, and I do like racing games. Oh God, now I'm going to... God, that's close. That is, I can't hit anything now to get across the line. Oh, that was close. Oh, so we're going to finish second. So I should have won that race. I was ahead quite comfortably, and look what happened. But yeah, again, second lap was the quickest. It's amazing. And then on to Sand Ocean. Now you also notice bottom right hand corner, I've got 2 ships again, because when you go up a level, when you move on to the next track, you get a ship back. So, but I've also lost one again. You'll notice some very, very swift editing there. It might not be the case actually. I might have just misread that as 2. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. This might be my 15th go at this. I honestly can't remember. But yeah. So summing up, this is a great little game which is worthy of anybody's attention. I mean, it is not something special to look at nowadays. It does look quite dated, but if you like high-speed racing games with some very challenging tracks, you can see there's a lot of twisting and turning going on here. You just look at that map in the bottom left-hand corner, and you'll just see how difficult some of these turns are going to be. There's a big loop thing there as well. This is an incredibly good race, which still holds up today in terms of playability and learning curve, which I think is very, very important. What you don't want is something which is going to put people off by being simply too fast, too hard. If you remember Extreme G Racing, the first one I did in this series, probably suffered from being too fast, whereas Star Wars Episode 1 Racer was probably pitched about right. This, I think, probably is the best of those sort of 3 non-sort of Mario Kart races, which reminds me I must play some other games in that series, because so far we seem to be focused so far on just driving games, but still that's how it is. Again, using the sides liberally or too much. Liberally would be a better idea. Too much is where I am at the moment. And if I could actually manage to stay in the zone, I'd generate a bit more power into the vehicle. 3 to go. Currently sitting in first place. Minimum of 7th. Bounce off the side, bounce to top. Rubber banding, I think they call it. They call it rubber banding, do they now? I don't know. I just call it using the sides too much. Just exploding. Yes, I wouldn't last very long normally on in real life. So quite. I mean, what it doesn't tell you is how far other people behind you. Yes, you can see there will be a little graphic on the bottom of the screen where somebody who is chasing you is getting close, like just did there. So it's difficult to know judging. There we go. How close other people are behind you. You're never going to be quite sure on that front. Just stop banging off the sides. And again, I like the idea you've got traffic in there as well, and if traffic is desperately trying to sort of cause you problems as you go around. But yeah, all in all, this is a really fun little game, and I would recommend tracking it down. I would recommend finding it. I couldn't tell you how much it costs nowadays. I've usually got a fair idea about some of these games I've been talking about, but this one I don't know. I think a box version will send you back a few quid. Not massively expensive, but you know, I think probably you'd be talking, I don't know, 15 quid probably for a boxed version of it. So it gives you an idea that maybe the loose cartridge is going to come down somewhere between sort of 5 and 10 quid. And as I said, there are other variations in the series. There was a version on the GameCube. There's another version somewhere else as well, I'm pretty sure. Can't remember if there was one on the N64 or not, I don't know. But it's one of those franchises that Nintendo sort of bring out every now and again and revisit, and they should do it more often. But anyway, so yeah, this is me whizzing around the track and coming up to the finish line very, very shortly. Which in case I'll finish off. Here we go. This is the Retro Bear saying thank you for joining me on this futuristic journey. It's been a great pleasure talking to you once more. Hope you've enjoyed this, and we will see you again very, very soon.